balance was anticipated to be houses. Of course, with the higher interest rates that we've been seeing, we see that it's a little bit more difficult for people to qualify for the houses. So what we'd like to do is, the request shows, is convert the rest of Block 1 into duplexes. So we're pretty excited about the development. We see that adding this, it'll add, of course, the tax base is added to the city will be sooner because we're planning on building these right away. So, we're excited about this development. If you guys have any questions, I'm happy to answer any.
You don't have any plan.
It'll come in the action item.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, item number 5, consider an action items. Item number 1, consider an action to approve a request for conditional use permit to allow duplexes to be built, lots 22 through 38, Block 1, Encino Crossing subdivision. Okay, I had a question. Do y'all plan on, in the future, asking for any more of that subdivision to be come in?
I am not going to say no, but the plan actually is to go with what we have proposed right now. We are looking at a phase 2. All right, so we're looking at, we have the balance of 80 acres there that we want to do something with. So that has now been in discussion with management to see what we'd like to do there. But for right now, we're just looking at the additional 17 units that we would be adding. Well, it's 34 units, 17 duplexes.
For me, a comment from staff, just on the other side where you already have some single family homes, which is I guess the rest of Block 2 and Block 3 that faces, what's that street, Jackie?
Yep, there is Poppy, correct.
Poppy, then there's already single family homes, so it would be difficult. Or we would question if you had, mixed in duplexes with single family on the same street. It makes sense. So to answer the question, probably not in that area. Now in another phase, maybe so, but probably the rest of that street there would all be single family and we'd have to really look at it before we would say, we would be okay with duplexes. Where it is, it's not an issue because it's like a continuation of what's already there.
So is this a duplex on 2 lots, or is it 1 lot has a duplex on it? Each lot will have.
Correct, each lot will have a duplex, so it's 2 units. And we currently have 38 there in the.
I would like to add, I would like to still see the separation between the duplexes and the single homes. Keeping, maybe from I would say from lot, 31 to 22, keep it for duplexes, and the rest, because we keep on going with duplexes all the way over here. We're still going to have a lot of traffic flow on that street.
Well, of course, the request is, right, that we would like to get the remainder of Block 1. We did, that is our subdivision, and of course, we are concerned of what it's going to end up looking like when it's all said and done. So that's the reason why we decided, of course, let's not put anything into Poppy Street, but being that it's along Mimosa towards the back, that would fall just right into play with, the design of the duplex as you come around. And once you come into Poppy Street, then yes, that turns into a residential development. Like I said, right now, what we're seeing, it's a little bit more difficult to get people to qualify due to the higher interest rate. So we don't know how long those may sit vacant. We're hoping that we've got a good team that we're putting together that could sell them quicker, as we're reaching out to realtors as well to help out with this. But by doing these, adding the additional 17 more duplexes, I mean, and this is taking a conservative approach, right? We'd be adding a tax value of over 6.8 million. Of course, if, the appraisal district, the appraisal district thinks that everybody lives in a mansion or is renting some kind of New York type penthouse, right? That could be double that amount. But, our request would be to change the balance of Block 1.
We looked at that comment and all of Block 1 and Block 2 are duplexes on that street that is, I don't know why that street's smaller, but not the street, the name on it, I can't see it. What is it?
It's Olive.
Olive, there it is. All of those are already approved to be duplexes, so if you go around all the way to 33, for sure you would have all duplexes in that area. But because the single families on Poppy Street are facing each other, that's why we didn't have a problem with those other 5 lots, because once you turn those single-family homes on Poppy Street won't be facing Mimosa, they'll be facing Poppy and facing each other, so you kind of have a break in keeping it kind of separated a little bit.
Any other questions?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
It's mostly a comment. It's just getting to be more of a hodgepodge, like you have half of the development with duplexes, and then you have one block of single family homes. I was okay with the first part, with block 1, block 2, but, and now you're, as they say, you're taking an inch, and now you're taking a foot of more duplexes. And then do you all have any single homes there already?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we already have.
How are those people going to feel when you have more duplexes being added?
One thing that we have seen, if I may, they love the houses, of course, but sometimes they're not qualifying. So what we're trying to do is get them into a duplex, have them build up their credit where they start to qualify. Now, hopes nobody has a crystal ball to see what's going to happen with interest rates, right? We hope that they're going to start to stabilize. But we are seeing that it's a bit more difficult for them to. As we started looking in management, okay, what do we do with the cash that we have available? We love the area. We love what the city's doing and how it's growing, and we want to continue to partner with the city. So that's the plan for adding the additional 17 and looking at a phase 2 as well. I think, Mr. Milan, we might have provided you with a copy at one time, I believe, right, of what we have preliminary for phase 2? Yeah, we haven't. Those are all discussions that we're currently having in management. So, we appreciate y'all taking this opportunity and allowing for us to continue to partner with the city.
I just, and it's like you said, it's really hard to tell the future. Hopefully, the political scene will change and it'll be more favorable for the middle class to buy homes and wherever else down the road. But, I just, it's really hard for me to accept this, the whole bottom line, as far as I'm concerned. And, that's my point of view. And I'm just hoping down the road, the economy will change and it'll be beneficial for everybody down the road.
These are all rental units?
Yes.
These are all going to be rental
Correct.
units? And I really believe that's what we need for a lot of the people these days because of the housing.
Yeah.
And I think this is a good opportunity to, it is, I mean, they are offset to the side quite a bit. And, you know, you do have the ones that are facing over there are already facing the duplexes. And then you're gonna have that one street, that they're gonna be face to single family, so it looks like it should work okay. I mean, it's not really that many houses, and the ones y'all have built over there so far are pretty nice,
thank you.
duplexes.
Yeah, I must say that I've driven by there, and the duplexes look pretty good, attractive.
Thank you.
They're not cheaply built, economically built.
Yes, they are expensive. They are getting a little bit more expensive, but
I myself, we own 2 duplexes, but in an area where it's all duplexes, and we're thinking of building another one, so, you know, I don't, with this mixture, it just doesn't.
we understand the concern. I mean, it's something we thought about as well. We take pride in what we built, and that's the reason why for this section of it, and I say that because being phase 1, if we look at phase 2, then we're looking at doing something slightly different. But so far, we've had some pretty good feedback from tenants that are with us. You know, we're starting to see Coast Guard has actually been renting with us, or actually looking at maybe having some of other people within the Coast Guard come down, and they're really enjoying it. So we thought adding these 17 would just fit well with the subdivision the way it is right now.
Anyone else?
Just a suggestion or recommendation.
Yes, sir.
Would it be possible, maybe adding 18 and 19? So those 2 lots, you know, if we do accept it, you know, for them not to be facing or being next to the duplexes. What is it, block 2?
Yeah, I guess,
Lot 18, block 2, and lot 19, block 3.
They'll be facing what? They're facing.
They're facing, yes, but maybe built the other direction, or, you know, I mean, because if, for a single family to build a house there, you still on the side, you still have the duplexes and all the traffic. And I don't know how many cars will be, you know, on those 2 lots.
Across the street, you have
18 and 19 aren't.
I won't, could that be added on in order to accept the proposal?
we have,
Take 2 more.
That 9, 8, because, I mean, you already have those corners, you have 21 already, which is, or duplex 17, and, I mean, add 18 and 19 to it. So,
No, no, they're single family.
you know, add change it to the proposal, to make it to a first.
we could, the orientation of the size of the lots, if I may, Mr. Milam, also just to interject here. We'd have to get creative in the sense of the orientation, right? Having them face Mimosa instead of having them face Poppy. Poppy, yeah. We'd have to turn the duplex, and it would become, no, I can't see the size of it's too small for me to read. But it would be a wide,
Well, 17 is a single family, right?
17 is actually a duplex.
It
On
is a
block 2?
duplex?
Yes, sir. Yeah, so we're gonna have a fence that's gonna go all the way past behind 17 and 18. That'll separate those. Right, and then, of course,
18
yeah.
is single family also?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
18 is single family, and then, of course, 19. So that keeps all our residential facing each other down Poppy Street, and it's just Mimosa, that you would have a few lots.
Well, I think the city could use this and it, you know, it's basically set out pretty well. And, most definitely the public could use it. It's just those two lots right there that could be determined later on if you wanted to really put those into a duplex or not and face them toward the other. But I don't really see the harm in this, but that's just my opinion. Any other questions or comments?
If possible, I mean, I would like to suggest, I mean, if we could do from lot 22 to lot 33, block 1, and then the rest, single family, from lot 34 to 38.
Well, that's not on the agenda today. We couldn't address that today anyway. It would have to come before us again, I believe, wouldn't it? I mean, we couldn't amend this action item.
You can approve it by saying we approve, block 1, lots 22 through 32. You can adjust it.
That part of it.
You could approve.
That part of it, but as far as approving the other, as far as including 18 and 19 into it, we couldn't do that today.
Correct. But the other, what he just said you could do, or what I don't know if you heard what he's saying, do 12 and 5 and kind of break off where the back of one lot would be so that it's single family, not only on that street, but as you go across the street. The only change there, the only weird thing would be is you, out in Mimosa, you got
Yeah.
duplexes, and then single-family homes, and that's the look.
Yes,
You keep it constrained to a street, you're keeping all of that street consistent.
correct.
And that's why we were okay with it, because Mimosa, all of that street would be duplex.
Duplex.
And Poppy Lane, Poppy Street or whatever it is, all of those would be single families and be facing each other.
Yeah, and that's a good point. I guess, and everybody here has brought up a good point. I don't know if we can table this idea, that you all can come back with a better idea to present for us, like Mark just said, well, why don't you just delegate 22 through 32 as duplexes and leave the other lots for, I don't know, a parking area? So you separate the duplexes from the single-family homes, and you have a separation.
I guess to Mr. Mylum's point, if we do that, we're keeping all of the duplexes on Mimosa. So as you're driving down that street, you don't go from a duplex to a house right next to it, to his point, and then we just stop it at that 38.
That's why we thought it would be okay, because it
Yes.
would all be one street. And everything else faces the other street, so that's really the big issue, is where they face.
And so 17, 18, and 19 are duplexes, right?
17 is, sure, but 18 and 19 are
18, 19 are homes.
our homes, because as you turn the corner, then you start
That whole street
homes.
would be is single family.
Yeah. And as you work your way out, because we have 4 lots also on Block 4, so all of that.
2 lots vacant right now? Vacant.
Yes, sir, the 18 and 19, they are vacant.
I'm just wondering, as a home buyer, if I was to go there, I said, why would I want to buy, if I love a corner house, why would I want to buy a house or have a house built there with a duplex across the street?
Yeah.
And you have, and duplexes, transient people always coming and going. So I want to have a house, and I'm looking at value down the road, well, the value of my home, not, and you know, when you buy a home, you're looking at value, not at that time only, but down the road, because you never know what's gonna happen, and we have to move out. So if we wanna sell the house and make it attractive, why would we wanna build a house across the street from a duplex? You know, and probably just break even at the cost of the home, or, the market, the way it is, you know, I just.
Yeah, there, once again,
I want to build a house across the street from a duplex.
those are all valid concerns. Of course, you never know who the home buyer might be at that given time. So far, we've not had an issue with the people that are interested on the houses, with there being duplexes in the area. They understand, they've even walked into some of our duplexes, and they love that they're very spacious. And we're very selective, as you also own duplexes. I'm sure you're very selective on who you allow to come in. We just don't approve anybody with a heartbeat. This is our subdivision. We're not allowing anybody else into that subdivision. We're controlling the building and the materials that go there. So we want something nice. And we've turned down several applicants because they just don't qualify. They don't meet the income requirements. But we see that there's still a high demand for the duplex. So, with that being said, we're trying to get good people in there where it's going to look nice. And then also with the landscaping, as you can see, we're finally starting to put some of the landscaping, give it a better curb appeal. And the values on these are actually a lot more than what we thought they would be. So as far as for devaluing the home, I don't think that would be a possibility. And of course, appraisal districts, they always go based off of sales. But anyways, having said that, we think this would be a good addition to what we currently have there, and still keeping it isolated from the residential.
I concur with your comment. If it was an established development, like a development that's pretty well already developed out, and then we come in at the last minute and change a single family to a duplex, I would be very much against that. But because there's a new development and still being developed, if I want to buy 18 or of 18 of block 2 or 19 of block 3, well, I'm already going to know there's a duplex. And so I'm going to know it beforehand. Now, if there was a house there and those were sold already, then I would be pretty much against it, because of what you said is, I bought that lot thinking all of that area is going to be single family, but that's not where we're at. We're so new that if I wanted lot 18 of block 2, now I'm going to know that there's a duplex, not really across the street, because your house is going to face the other, and this is going to be on my side yard, which usually people have fences
Yes.
and so it's really not it is across the street, but it's not like I'm facing across the street to those duplexes. And so all those things make a difference in that. If we were 2 years from now, I don't think you could do this, because those someone might already own that and go, you didn't tell me that there was going to be duplexes. Does that make sense?
I think you're right to that point, Mark, that those lots haven't been sold to anybody. Nobody has any expectations of anything
Right.
being there. I believe that is a good point.
Surprises.
Yeah, there's not going to be any surprises for anyone there.
Yes, sir.
I would entertain a motion to approve. The way it is.
My recommendation is the same, to approve as is.
I approve.
Do I have a motion?
Second.
Who motion?
I did.
Larry?
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, John.
That's what we're here for. Yeah.
Yeah, no, those
That's
are
what
all
we're
good
here
questions.
for.
That's why.
And also helps them for future, knowing what not only I think and Jackie and Carlos, but what y'all think. And then as the future goes, they know how to plan.
Action item number 2, consider an action to appoint chairman and a vice chairman.
I agree to keep it all the same.
I'll go with.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Consider an action to approve the minutes from the August 21st, 2023.
I make a motion to approve.
Second, anybody have a
I'll
second?
second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Consider an action to excuse me, Robbie Walsdorf, from the August 21st, 2023 Planning and Zoning meeting.
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
This meeting is adjourned.